Nevada happens tomorrow. It looks like Bernie Sanders is going to win, right?
Yeah, he's the big favorite, but it's still up in the air.
Okay, is it Biden or is it?
Biden is second in the poll still, which it feels like he's completely disappeared, but his polling has not completely fallen apart.
Yeah,
it's he's still
somewhere in America. There's somebody going, please, Joe Biden, don't drop out, please.
Right.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
People especially after watching him in the debates.
Did you hear what he said yesterday? He said yesterday, look, I'm only going to do one term. I'll promise one term because if I start to mentally slip. What kind of strategy is this?
Yeah.
And maybe you're being too honest. You're telling us something.
Yeah.
You're telling us you either don't want the job or the doctors have already sat down and had a talk with you.
Yeah, you got 6 months, buddy, until you're not going to be able to form complete sentences.
And let me tell you something. If you pick Stacey Abrams to be your running mate, you won't get a single vote.
What is the fascination with Stacey Abrams?
I don't know.
She's famous solely for losing. And then, by the way, doing the exact same thing that they complained Donald Trump was going to do if he lost, which is say she won the election the entire time and it was all rigged against her.
Yeah.
And the media parrots it as if it's true, which it's not. It's not even close to true. She lost by a decent margin. It was a close election, but it wasn't 500 votes going back to Bush Gore. This was not that close of an election. And she just comes out and says, "Oh no, I won that," and the media just acts like it's true. Mm-hmm. It's incredible, and that's why I guess we're like, "Oh well, she didn't win that governor of Georgia thing. Let's give her the vice presidency."
It's crazy. Well, she's an activist, and she's got all kinds of organizations that she started for social justice and fairness and blah blah blah.
Well, fairness is important to Democrats, Glenn.
Yeah. Oh, I know it is.
Important.
Okay, so let's go to Nevada because you're right, Stu. They care so deeply about fairness.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that every vote is counted. That even though Buttigieg lost the popular vote, is ahead in delegates. They don't have a problem with that.
And what would you say, what does that remind you of? An election where a popular vote goes one way and
I can't think of
some
anything.
System of other things goes another way that adds up to the points really counts for the election.
Can't think.
Electoral call. I can't think of it.
No, I can't think of it. No, it's okay. So here's the thing. So they want to make sure that, I don't know if you know what the Democrats did. They have super delegates and everything else.
Yep.
The reason why they did that is it's a relatively new system. It started in the 1980s because in 1980, they saw the Republicans lose control of their party because of a guy named Ronald Reagan. And they wanted to make sure that never happened. Well, no radicals like that get in.
Right.
We want them from the system.
We don't want a good president to be our nominee.
Right. We want somebody we can absolutely control. We don't care about what voted. This is really what they were saying. We don't care what our voters say. We want the last say in case they do something like Ronald Reagan. So they put in these superdelegates. And the superdelegates are all insiders. You really have to have the superdelegates to be able to do it because the superdelegates, they can override anything.
Yeah, not really. They can't override anything.
Not anything, but
it can be very, very influential, particularly if no one gets to 50% of the delegates.
Yes. If you're in a situation like Clinton was in, and that's probably not even as close.
Yeah, she won that by 4 million votes. That was not as close as people remember.
Can get, if Bernie Sanders was as close as he says he was, the superdelegates would have swung it towards her because she had all of them. Okay. They're not really talking much about the superdelegates, but if you think that's unfair, listen to the caucus rules in Nevada.
Yeah, because I'm amazed at this. They keep saying to us that we should all exist under a system of just a national popular vote because that's the only fair way to do it.
Right.
Yet when they have 100% control as to how they pick their nominee, do they do a national popular vote? Do they even do a local popular vote? The answer to that is no. They've got an incredibly complicated system of primaries and caucuses and superdelegates and statewide delegate equivalents and viability percentages and all of these ridiculous things. So we're going through all of this yesterday because I'm amazed by that. How can you possibly take one of these people seriously when they say they want a national popular vote when in their own party they could easily just do it with no constitutional amendment, and they don't? It's more complicated than way more complicated than the Electoral College. So I'm going through the rules of this, and I'm fascinated to find out as you go down and you realize Iowa was a complete disaster, right? They still don't know who won Iowa. They're trying to do all these calculations, and the math is all screwed up. There were dozens and dozens of counties. There was 21 precincts had candidates receive delegates despite not having enough supporters to do so. In 21 precincts. 8 precincts gave too many delegates away. More delegates than they were allowed to give away, they gave away. 100 precincts just typed the data in wrong.
But only 100.
Only 100 precincts.
Okay, only 100.
This was Iowa. And many of these delegates, after you go through the whole long list of mathematical equations to figure out who's going to get the state delegate equivalents, when they came up with a tie, they literally would flip a coin to see who got the delegate. That is actually the system. Now, that seems nuts. And
No.
You'll be happy to hear.
We do that for who starts the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's true. There you go.
Right.
You'll be happy to hear Nevada does not flip coins for delegates. They're not that ridiculous.
No.
They instead have a totally different system.
Now, remember, this is Nevada. This is the home of silver, the home of mines, the home of ranges where any gun you want, you can go and just shoot it. Pot, hookers, and gambling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Casinos are there. So when they have a tie tomorrow for a delegate, what they will do, according to the Democratic Party rules...
These are not old-timey,
No.
I remember in 1860.
This is today.
This is a current rule.
They will play war.
What?
The card game, War. You know the one where I pick a card and you pick a card and we see which card is higher?
Yeah.
That game. Now, they don't play the full game because that would be crazy. What will happen is tomorrow, if Pete Buttigieg...
Let's play it right now. Let's do it right now. Let's say I'm Pete Buttigieg. Okay. I'm the delegate for Pete Buttigieg, right? And you shuffle like you're...
I was trying to do it on the mic. I'm not a great shuffler. I'll be honest with you. And these are brand new cards.
Can I tell you something? Brand new cards, like it's an excuse for...
They're not bendy and nice. There you go.
Oh my God. Give them to me.
No. Give it to me. I don't want you to know. You're going to get to touch my cards. Okay. So...
Got it.
There we go.
Oh.
So, pick a card. You're Buttigieg. I'm Biden, let's say.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, so Buttigieg turns over a 5 of clubs. Or spades, excuse me.
5 of spades.
And Buttigieg, or Biden goes an 8 of diamonds. So an 8 of diamonds is higher than a 5 of clubs. So the delegate goes to Biden instead of Buttigieg. This is the fairness thing that they're doing. Now, you may be like I am, Glenn, saying like there could be a real complication that happens. Because what happens
if there's a queen and a queen?
Oh, that's a great question.
Okay.
A queen and a queen.
A queen and a queen.
So let's say you are Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. And
I get to be Elizabeth Warren this time.
Ooh.
So
I want to be Elizabeth Warren. Please let me be Elizabeth. No. I'll be Bernie Sanders.
Okay. You'll be.
Yeah. You will listen exactly what I say. Play queen.
Okay. So now I'm turning over the cards.
Little girl, I crush you.
1. You get Bernie Sanders gets a queen of clubs.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth Warren gets a queen of hearts, which was, I believe, a song.
Yeah, it was.
When you look at this, you have to go down the line. Okay. First of all, you have to know.
Yeah.
The deck of cards is a quote. The deck of cards should be shuffled by the precinct chair or site lead at least 7 times before use.
At least 7 times. So they were going for fairness here.
That's what I was going for.
It's the precinct captain, chairperson?
Or yes, or site.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's the chairperson has to shuffle the cards.
And I was worried, like, what if they don't have cards, right?
Right, sure.
Don't worry, it's in the rules. Quote, the Nevada State Democratic Party is providing an unopened deck of cards to all precinct locations. So that's important.
Okay, all right.
So the rules here are, if they're tied, Groups must draw a single card from a deck of cards to break the tie. The high card determines the winner, and aces are high. So if you go down and we have a tie situation, here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
In evaluating the high card amongst cards of the same rank, the card suit will control the outcome.
Please say Trump wins. Please say the Trump card is like the spades.
From highest to lowest.
Highest to lowest.
Spades.
Yes.
Hearts.
Yes.
Diamonds.
So who just won?
Clubs.
Who just won? Because Bernie Sanders had the queen of
Clubs.
clubs.
Which is the lowest ranked card. So therefore, the Queen of Hearts, that delegate, goes to Elizabeth Warren.
This is real.
Real.
I
have the documents.
We will tweet the documents out because you have to see this. Your friends won't believe this. You send this to every Democrat that is talking about the Electoral College. You know, she won the popular vote. We just want to show you what they're doing tomorrow in Vegas.